partial release of Epstein files sparks outrage and vindication for survivors. On December 19th to 20th, 2025, the U.S. Department of Justice, DOJ, published a partial and heavily redacted release of investigative files related to the late financier and convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, fulfilling, but also frustrating, aspects of the new Epstein Files Transparency Act. The disclosures have opened a fresh chapter in the long-running saga over Epstein's crimes, federal accountability, and the role of law enforcement in responding to early warnings. The DOJ released thousands of pages of documents, including photographs, court records, grand jury transcripts, call logs, and handwritten notes. Many of these materials relate to Epstein's social connections and long-standing investigations into his conduct and network, but most pages are extensively redacted. Despite the volume, critical documents lawmakers expected, such as a draft 60-count indictment from 2007 and a detailed prosecutorial memorandum summarizing the evidence against Epstein, were absent from this initial batch. Lawmakers from both parties criticized the DOJ for failing to comply fully with the Transparency Act's mandate to release materials by the December 19th deadline. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche and the DOJ defended the redactions and stagger release schedule, saying the protection of victim identities and ongoing legal safeguards necessitate careful review. The department plans to publish additional files in the coming weeks. One of the most consequential items in the newly released material was the confirmation of a 1996 FBI complaint by artist and Epstein survivor Maria Farmer. Nearly 3 decades after she first approached law enforcement, a document from September 3, 1996 shows that Farmer reported Epstein for crimes involving child pornography and the theft and alleged sale of photos of her underage sisters, claims she long insisted she had made. Farmer's attorney said the document vindicates her account and indicates that the FBI had credible warnings about Epstein's conduct early on, but failed to act. Advocates argue that timely intervention in 1996 could have prevented many subsequent abuses, potentially sparing hundreds of victims. Her sister, survivor Annie Farmer, expressed a mixture of relief and heartbreak upon seeing the report, saying the confirmation was emotional and underscored how many people were harmed after authorities failed to act. Reaction from survivors, advocates, and lawmakers. Survivor groups and attorneys condemned the partial release as emblematic of a long history of obfuscation and neglect by federal authorities. They urged the DOJ to fully comply with the law and demanded accountability for officials who withheld key information. Congressional critics, including Representative Ro Khanna, Democrat California, and Representative Thomas Massie, Republican Kentucky, asserted that the Trump administration's rollout did not meet the legal requirements of the Epstein Files Transparency Act and noted that some redactions appear to exceed what is necessary to protect victims. Some lawmakers have even suggested potential consequences, including legal accountability, for government officials who violated the law's provisions. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer and other Democratic leaders called out the Trump administration for breaking the law by not releasing all files on time and pledged continued scrutiny and potential legal action. The release has also reignited political debates about Epstein's connections to powerful individuals. The documents contain photos of Epstein and his associate Ghislaine Maxwell with a range of public figures, including entertainers and politicians, though no evidence of criminal wrongdoing by these individuals has surfaced in the files. Former President Donald Trump's name appears sparingly in the release materials, and the White House has defended the administration's efforts as unprecedented in transparency. Trump has denied any knowledge of or involvement in Epstein's crimes. Nevertheless, the files release has fueled speculation and partisan arguments about whether certain connections were downplayed or suppressed, a topic that will likely remain contentious as more documents are released. As additional batches of records are prepared for release, the debate over transparency, justice, and accountability is intensifying. Survivors and advocates have called for full disclosure without unnecessary redaction, systemic reforms in how abuse cases are handled, and independent scrutiny of potential institutional failures. For many survivors like Maria Farmer, the unfolding revelations, even if incomplete, represent a long-awaited recognition of their experiences and a step toward accountability, even as the broader quest for justice continues.